Hello, and welcome back to the show. Today we are still on the theme of it's a brand new year. So we're talking about 5 different questions that you can ask yourself to help you clarify your vision, mission, direction, and necessary actions that you're going to be taking in 2023 to get your business and your life to the next place, to the next level, whatever that would be to you. You know, it's so funny when our clients are writing sort of I help statements or putting together messaging for anything that they're selling, any offer, even if it's free, and they say things like get to the next level or live your best life or confidence. I get so annoyed because I'm like, that is not tangible. Nobody knows what that means. But if you're listening to this show right now, for you, I am sure that the next level in your business probably looks like more time freedom, because that's why we get into business in the first place, right? It's to create our own schedule and time, which a lot of times the business ends up taking over. So it's probably that you want to be able to leverage your time and have that space. You probably want to have more clients coming through the door, more leads knocking on your door, and you want to be making more sales because that means that you're making more impact. So when I say bringing your business and life to the next level, that is exactly what I mean. So here are the 5 questions. They are in a particular order. This does matter. I would encourage you to come back to this episode, write this down, journal it out, and really sit with it. If you're an entrepreneur with a team, I would encourage you to sit and do this with your team as well, because something that I've learned over scaling our business with the team over the last couple of years is it's really important to make sure that we're all on the same page. We all understand the vision. We have the same mission. We're behind everything that we're doing. Yes, we have our core values, and that's where we make all of our decisions from. But anytime we're making a pivot, a tweak, a turn, or growth, it's important that we're all on the same page so we're driving in the same direction. Okay, here we go. Number 1, this is the most important question. What do you want your life and your business to look like? Now, something that we say at DBE all the time is build your life first and then build your business around your life. Most of us do the opposite, and I'm super guilty. I've done it too many times to myself. I've put the business first. I sit down with the calendar. I mean, literally, it just happened recently, and I know better. I sit down with the calendar and I plug in the next launch that we're going to do, or an event that I'm speaking at, or something that I want to create, and it goes into the calendar. And then circle back later that night, a couple weeks later, whatever that might be, Mike and I are having a conversation and we're talking about how we want to fill in the blank, go on a vacation, do something special for someone's birthday, right? Or insert a ski trip. And we're looking at the calendar, scratching our heads like, wait a minute, how is there no room? I don't understand. The whole entire winter, we're going to be doing this. We don't have time for a ski trip. And oh my gosh, in August, the prime time to do XYZ, we're actually busy because we're going to be traveling for this event. How did this happen? So you know that nothing changes if nothing changes. Start putting your life goals, visions, and calendar stuff in first. I can't stress this enough. Learn from someone who has made this mistake far too many times. This is the mistake that led me to burnout, not once, but twice. So put your life in first and start with asking yourself, what do I want my life to look like? Not just what trips and vacations do I want to go on, but what do I want my life to look like? Maybe part of the reason that you got into entrepreneurship is because you want to have 3-day weekends. So if you want to have 3-day weekends, then you need to be really mindful so that you can create a boundary and stop scheduling things on Friday or Monday, right? If you wanted to get into entrepreneurship because the life that you want to create is a snowbird life where you're in the South or out west in Arizona in the winter and then you're on the East Coast in the summer, not that I know anyone that does anything like that, right? If you wanted to do that, if that is your life's goal, life's vision, even for this chapter that you're in right now, maybe not your forever goal, but like a right now thing, then we need to back you into that. What do you want your life to look like? Do you want to spend 3 months in Europe with your kids over the summer when they're out of school? Is that what you want your life to look like? Because you can do that. It's possible. But if you don't know the target that you're shooting the dart at, you're never going to hit it. So what do you want your life to look like? And then what do you want the business to look like? If you know that in the business, you don't want to be on meetings all day, every day, then we need to figure that out so we're not scheduling you on meetings. If you know that your business, you only want to have one signature product that you launch over and over again, and all the other money comes from passive affiliate marketing and evergreen funnels, then that's what we need to reverse engineer for you. So question 1, what do you want your life and business to look like? That's what's your vision of 2023. From there, what you want to do is then you want to review your current product suite or your ascension model. So your product suite or your ascension model is essentially all the different offerings that you have in your business. And typically they go from either the entry point when someone first finds you, which might be free or lower ticket, up to higher ticket, which is generally more proximity to you. Maybe it's more coaching. So at the bottom, it could be like little free opt-ins. It could be free content. Maybe they go through a training. Maybe you have a $47, $99 product. Maybe there's even a $300 product or a $1,000 course that's do-it-yourself, self-study. But then you have a group coaching program that's, $3K, and then you have one-on-one coaching, and then you have a mastermind. So I want you to review your current product suite or ascension model. And I want you to sift through. I just got this visual, I don't know why, of an archaeologist with like the tiny little paintbrush where they're like sifting through the bones, right? I want you to sift through with a tiny little paintbrush. What do I love that I'm doing? What do I not love that I'm doing? Now, that's not to say that you're always going to love everything in your business. You're not. There's plenty of mundane tasks that I do that don't light me up every single day. And those are not the things that get me out of bed in the morning. Let's be honest, right? But what do I love in the business? What do I not love? Where do I feel like my energy is leaking? What feels really heavy? Are there things that I want to delete from my ascension model? Are there things that I want to tweak? Maybe it's just a minor tweak going from a 12-week live coaching program to maybe it's a 16-week, or maybe 12 weeks is too long and you want to bring that down to 8 weeks. And from that tweak that you make, maybe you're actually going to change the price point. Maybe you've been dying to start a podcast or get on YouTube, or you know that you want to create a quiz to have as a lead magnet to funnel people in to build your audience. So really looking at your product suite and saying, what do I want to dad, right? We use this in business all the time, dad. What do I want to delete? What can I automate? What can I delegate? And I'm going to add one on there. So what from my product suite and offerings can I delegate? What can I delete? So are there things I no longer want to do? Or what can I automate? How much of this can I put into whether it's tech automations or team automations, other people doing it so you can leverage your time? And then what can I delegate out? What can be outsourced to a person, right? And the last one that you would add on is what can I add? What can I create? What do I want to create that's going to change the customer journey or the product suite and offerings that they have? It's really important that you circle back to this, not just once a year. Honestly, we do this in our business at least once a quarter. We sort of take a pulse of what are the current offerings, what do we want to delete, automate, delegate, and add? And then does that make sense for our ideal client? Do we have to revisit our ideal client? Have we grown so much that our ideal client has grown? Are we no longer serving that particular person? Or are we serving them, but they're on a different part of their journey? Maybe they're further along in their journey. So really revisiting the product suite and the ideal client. And then of course, going down from like macro, which would be product suite and ideal client, to micro would be the messaging. Like, do I have to audit the sales page? Do I need to restructure how I'm speaking to this person? Do I really need to make a little bit of a shift and elevate my content so that I'm calling in the right person? Number 3, so first up, it's the vision for your life and business. Number 2 is an audit of what you've already have in your business, product suite, ascension model, customers, ideal client, etc. Number 3 is what are your 1 to 3 IPAs? And I've talked about this before on the podcast as well as in content. So an IPA is an income producing activity. In a perfect business world, we want 1 to 3 IPAs per quarter. That doesn't mean you have to have 1 IPA a month. It doesn't mean you have to have all 3 during 1 month, but you want an average of 1 to 3 income producing activities per quarter. That way you're making sure that you're going to keep your business afloat, because let's be real, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure there's profit at the end of the day in our business, not just revenue, and certainly we don't want to be in the red. We don't want to be paying out in the red in our business. We want to be in the green. We want to have a profit. So in order to do that and not back yourself into a corner, especially when you're in a model of like launching something and then shutting it down, if you're in that model of having these giant cash injections, which is awesome, we want to make sure that in between those cash injections, we're bringing money in other places, even if it's reoccurring revenue from something else, because it then eliminates the pressure, it dissipates the pressure that you're putting on yourself and the need for a launch to look a certain way. Because when there's that desperation, that need, that scarcity, that lack, which is real, But when there's that underlying energy when in your launch, it's probably not going to go the way that you want it to. And you're going to be stressed out and it's just not fun. So 1 to 3 income producing activities per quarter. I want you to sit down and put that into your calendar. So where are those things going to go in your calendar? I want you to figure out, reverse engineering, what those things are, who they're for, what's the transformation that you're promising the person, what's your launch mechanism? Is this something that you're just selling on the back end through 2 emails? Is this an upsell that you're selling to current clients that you have where you're just going to give them a little offer bump? Is this something that you're an affiliate for that you're just going to shout out a couple times on social media and get paid commission on the sale but not actually have to deliver anything on the product, which we of course love stuff like that? Is this rolling out a new membership that you're hoping to get reoccurring revenue monthly? So you need to reverse engineer, what is this thing going to be? What's the transformation? Who's it for? The pain points, the pleasure points, the deliverables, etc. But then how is it going to go into your calendar? Where is it going to go so that it actually happens? From there, you can zoom out even more, or I should say zoom in even more, and then start to figure out, okay, well, if I'm going to be selling this thing, whether it's front end or back end, is there content that I need to create? Are there emails that I need to write? Let me do 90-day sprints so that I can get myself to the thing, so I don't all of a sudden approach where it is in my calendar and I'm freaking out that I don't have Canva slides ready, there are no assets, I didn't write the emails, oh my gosh, I'm actually sending 3 emails this week already, I don't want to bombard my audience with a 4th email. So by doing a 90-day sprint, you can reverse engineer your way into the sale or the product offering, which is going to, of course, keep us on track to ensure that we have 1 to 3 IPAs per quarter. So after you've done that, we want to figure out, great, now you've got these IPAs. The 4th question is, how and where are you generating leads? So a lot of people think they need a big audience to sell things, and we both know that is just not true. But a lot of people also think that they need a big audience or a lot of leads before they can open up a launch, before they can open up an offer or an invitation. And that also is not true. The reality is that launches build lists. Whether your list is a social media list, which is not a list that you own, that is a list that you borrow, so I don't encourage you to have that be your only list, but a launch builds a list. So when you launch something, whether you're creating hype and FOMO about a product, whether you're hosting a masterclass, a webinar, a challenge, if you have a launch going on, that is the thing that builds your list, specifically an email list, which is the most important list because you own it. So by building your list, you want to make sure that you're always building in between launches, because let's just say, for an example, you have a classroom, I'm just thinking of kids, a classroom of 25 kids, right? I don't know why it's kids, but you have a classroom of 25 kids. If every 6 months or 3 months I come back and I sell these 25 people the same thing to the same 25 people, at a point, they're all either going to have purchased it and done it, or they're going to say, I'm not interested, please stop selling me this thing. I've heard about this already. So what we don't want to do is stagnate our list where it's just this even number all the time with no new people, because then you're just coming back selling the same thing to the same person over and over again, and they've either already bought it or they're not interested in it. So it is our job in between, it's our responsibility in between launches to be also proactively building our list of leads. Where are we getting new leads? How are we getting new people in our world? And just to give you a couple ideas, that could be you going on a podcast tour, guest speaking in programs, you could be speaking on stages, you could be doing collaborative IG lives, you can be doing collaborative posts with people, TikToks, Reels, whatever that might be. You could be starting your own YouTube page or your own podcast where you're bringing guests on in the hope that those guests are also going to share about your content, getting you in front of new people. You can build a quiz, you can build a new lead magnet or a freemium that is really juicy that people want to download. You could start a text message list. You could host a virtual event that people can come to. Maybe it's free, maybe it's paid. Maybe you even give that money to charity when people pay, right? So how and what are you doing in order to generate leads for all of this new stuff that you are creating? And then the last and final question is, what type of support do you need? Where are you going to get it? And who are you going to get it from? So we've got the vision, we know what our life and our business is going to look like, what we want it to look like. We then figure out our current model of business, our ascension, our product suite, our current offerings, our ideal clients. What do we need to delete, automate, delegate, or add? Then from there, we put in our 1 to 3 income producing activities, breaking them down smaller, reverse engineering them both in our tasks, to-dos, but also in our timeline and our calendar. At that point, we figure out, okay, great, we've got all this new stuff. This is awesome. How are we going to be bringing in new leads throughout this year, throughout this quarter, throughout this month for this product? And then finally, what type of support do I need? Who do I need this support from? Where can I find this support? Because quite frankly, you're not going to do it alone. You're not meant to do it alone. We shouldn't do it alone. And I would just totally discourage you from even trying. What is the point of doing it alone when you can learn from someone who's already done it? You can collapse the amount of time that it's going to take you. You can avoid, circumvent, and navigate blind spots that you can't see, mistakes that you might make that other people have already made for you. That's the idea of collapsing time. So asking yourself, is it a course? Is it a program? Do I need to join this membership? Do I need to take another certification? Should I join this mastermind? Can I reach out to this mentor? Do I need a social media coach? Do I need a business strategy coach? Do I need to hire someone to help me with Facebook ads? Is it just outsourcing graphics because you hate doing things that are graphic design type stuff because that's not your zone of genius and it makes your skin crawl? So really just getting honest with yourself. Maybe it's just delegating. Maybe that starts with a barter where you delegate for someone to help you inside of your business with a barter, or a very low investment for you, a VA from another country that can help with certain things. Maybe it's your sister-in-law, your mom, right? Someone helping you with administrative work. Maybe it's even outside the business. Maybe the help that you need is actually daycare, or a private chef, a meal prep company, a house cleaner, a driver, like someone to help carpool the kids. So what is the support that you need? Where do you intend on getting that support? Once you can do those 5 things, once you sit and get real honest with yourself about those 5 questions, I promise you the action steps that you're going to take after are going to feel easier, lighter, more clear. You'll have that clear direction of where you're shooting the dart. You'll know exactly where you're going and what you need in order to get there. There you have it. 5 different questions to ask yourself to gain a little bit more clarity, a little bit more direction, a little bit more vision, and a lot more action stepping into 2023, as we are still very much at the beginning of the year. This is stuff that you can use throughout the year. Come back to these questions quarterly. Do it twice a year. Do it at least once a year. But I super encourage you to do it. And again, do it with your team. So if you have people that you work with, do this with your team. Make sure you're all on the same page. And it's always fun to share crazy, stupid idea time, as we like to call it. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this, take a screenshot, share it on social, tag me at I am Jessica DeRose. Let me know when you are working on these things. I would love to see the process of you, mad scientist, working on your business with Post-it notes and stickies and charts and team. I just love it. I love to see it all. I love to see you implement it. So before we head out, I want to say, if you know right now, you've already done some of this thinking, and you know right now in your gut, in your heart of hearts, that the support that you want and need, that the room that you're craving is a mastermind for 2023. Heck, maybe you're even craving a mastermind with myself and Team DBE, then I would encourage you to book a call so that we can chat to see if you're a good fit for the room. Now, you have to be doing 6 figures in your online business, 6 or multiple 6 figures, which means that you have some experience, you've got something that works. It works, but you know that this isn't it for you. It's working, so if it's broke, don't fix it. But you also know you can pour gasoline on this fire. And so if you're looking to pour gasoline on the fire, if you're looking to get in the room with like-minded people to truly mastermind, not to have coaching, not for someone to tell you what to do, but for all people from different industries to come together and say, hey, this is what's working in my business. Have you tried this? I want to connect you with this person. Let's hop on the phone. No strings attached, right? If that's the type of room that you want to be in, our 2023 Mastermind is just about to shut its doors. The last few spots are available. So click the link below in the show notes or the description. Check it out and book a call with me. We must chat in order for you to be eligible. It's sort of our interview process because we are carefully curating the group of people that come into this room. It is an incredible, incredible container to pour gasoline on your fire. All right, as always, cheers to your evolution. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.